I remember I had a conversation in this room with Mr. Kanchana. Not a single rupee from the treasury any longer. You need to find them. You have to find the rupees, and if you find the rupees, we'll find you the dollars.
At the height of the external crisis and the economic crisis that followed internally, you all made some incredibly unpopular choices. But we see Sri Lanka finding itself at the heels of the biggest external shock ever since, which is the Middle Eastern situation. We still see the government making decisions like subsidizing diesel. Do you agree with this, or do you think it's time that we look beyond measures like this that are just there to safeguard the popularity of the government?
I think they are trying to do the popularity of the government. I don't believe in subsidies in general. I do believe in looking after the poor. You have to. You can't just disregard the most vulnerable segment of a country. Even during the height of our economic crisis, we negotiated with the World Bank and got about 500 million to come out with this Aswasuma. Before that it was Samurti. And that's an immediate cash transfer. You remember what we used to pay, 2,500 and 3,000 or whatever it is, we increased it to 7,500 to 10,000. So that is because you need to look after them. That's fine. But that need to, over a period of time, you need to weed out the people who are benefiting out of it. I saw recently a TV program a young boy was telling his mother, every time, what is her mother's income? She's very happy on the day when the Aswasuma comes. That is because on that particular, and father had enough money, car and everything, so mother gets Aswasuma. That means it goes to the wrong hand. That has to be looked at it. Only people who are deserving must go. So looking after the poor and giving subsidiary to everyone, it's not the right thing. You drive a car because you can afford to drive a car. Otherwise you will park and pick me or whatever it is and go. Imagine for your car and my car, people who have never gone on a car should subsidize from the price what they pay on bread in order to reduce the price of the diesel. You can't do that. That won't work. That shouldn't work. So that is precisely what weed out. One of the first decision when I took over as finance minister, though it was a short term, I remember I had a conversation in this room with Mr. Kanchana Vijayasekara. I told the minister, he's a brilliant minister, I really like him, he did a lot of great work. Not a single rupee from the treasury any longer. You need to find the money. You have to find the rupees, and if you find the rupees, we'll find you the dollars. If you come out without the rupee to find the dollars, don't come. We are not going to help. So that's why we immediately increased the gas prices. We immediately increased the diesel prices. And we immediately increased the petrol prices because government cannot subsidize that. It has to be cost reflective. And to date it is going on. I'm glad that it is going on because that's the right decision to do, right thing to do. So that subconsciously also reduce the consumption. Even right now it's happening. All of a sudden 200 rupees of a diesel goes up to 450 rupees. So I can't be just going on the car if I can't afford. So you only use that vehicle for absolutely what is necessary. So there is discipline in that. So we must live what we can afford to do. I always say, my father used to say always, live according to your means. Don't try to live beyond your means. You will become a debtor. That happened to Sri Lanka. So we cannot afford to live in the same way. Of course, no point of talking about past and all those things. But we must learn from those mistakes. No point of continuing those mistakes. That is all I'm saying. No point of who is responsible. It is the country. Learn from the past and proceed on the right path. That's what I feel.